Okay, so that kind of wraps up the first turn. So once you're done, go ahead and scroll over to the left and click Turn Done. And boom, the next turn begins. As you can see, the roads have been built down here, and move points have been restored to everybody. Now look at this. Well, so first things first, let's check our messages. We should do this every single turn. Penguinica grows to size 2. Okay, and now we can see that it has the number 2 there. Okay, so here's the question: is how did we know when this city was going to grow? What governs that? So you have your food here. You have a gross of 5 food with a net of 1. Well, where are those other 4 going? Well, if we click and hold, it will say that citizens, which is another way of saying your city, is bringing in 5. And every citizen takes 2 food. So that's why 4 are being used up. We can look at the number here to find our numbers of citizens, and up here in the top left. So each of them takes 2 food, and them working the land, which they're actually represented by these numbers here. And we'll go into explaining the numbers later, but in more detail. But the green is food, so you can see. And your city works its own tile by itself. So we have 2 being for the citizen who's working the fish, and then 1 from the citizen who's working in the forest. And that adds up to 5. And they eat 4, so we have 1 left over. So what happens to that leftover? That leftover goes into the granary each turn, and when the granary fills up, a new citizen is born. Now the size of the granary increases with your city size. The bigger your city is, the bigger the granary is, and the more surplus has to fill in there before another citizen is born. When the city was size 1 last turn, it only took 2 surplus food in the granary. So right now, it's going to take 3 food to fill up the granary. And so we can see that we only have a net of 1. So it'll take 3 turns to fill that up. So you can see here that the food that our city has is coming from our citizens working the land, which are represented by these numbers here. So the more food, more high food tiles that are around the city, the more food each citizen will bring in, leading to more surplus, which in turn leads to the city growing faster. And everything, your food, your production, and your trade is all coming from your citizens working the land. So the more food there is, the more people there is, and the more people there are, the bigger and better your city and thus your empire becomes. So the importance of food in this game cannot be understated. It's what you build your empire on. Now the last thing here, well, you know what, we'll wrap this one up, and we'll go ahead and pick up on the next one with, we'll go ahead and buy some units.